So, in my engine bay, I wanted to get rid of the resonators. I wanted to call it the mufflers. So I replaced that pipe and also replaced the, deleted the muffler or resonator box, when I call it, and I did a drop-in panel filter. Now that was fine when the car made a bit more noise, it's given a little bit more performance, but that's when the car was completely standard. Now it's got the full exhaust system, it's got the stage 1 tune. There's a chance I'm maybe not getting the maximum airflow that I could be. That might be becoming a bottleneck, and also it'd be nice to get a little bit more sound. So what I've done is I've procured the Berger Motorsport competition air intake, which replaces the whole box, and then there's a cone filter and a new pipe, a plastic pipe runs down there. Now it is, I'd say, semi-closed because it's a sealed box from a point of view of this side, and it retains the existing heat shield. However, it does have an opening here, so it can draw a bit more air. The idea is that it's still drawing air. Now, IETs are important. They're more important with a non-turboed car, keeping them low, because obviously your IETs rocket up because you're obviously forcing air through, you know, an impeller, propeller, what you want to call it, compressing that air, and that creates a lot of heat anyway. So IETs are still important, but not quite as much. So my IETs might go up slightly, a couple of degrees, but it'll sound better, and I'll hopefully be able to flow more air. And just to ensure that this doesn't become a bottleneck. I mean, these boxes are pretty well made, but I just want to make sure, take away any doubt. So what I'm going to do today is install that into the car. So when you look at what you get in the kit, you get the new air box. As I mentioned, uses the original air inlet. Excuse the dog fur. And it has this extra space where it can suck air through. I suppose that's going to give you a bit more engine noise. You can get a blue or a red filter. The red one looks a bit more like old school orange, just went for the blue filter. Get a lid, which already came with the perspex in, so you can see the filter through it, which is quite cool. Solid pipe where you put your mass airflow sensor through. That's obviously plastic. A gasket that goes around there to give you a tight seal. This goes on at the turbo, obviously inlet, and joins into this pipe. Like the way they've got the lip, obviously, and obviously that, so you can't push the filter on too far. 2 Jubilee clips, whatever you want to call them, and then you get the seal and you get the lid screws for the lid. So you reutilise your mass flow sensor, and that's it really. Quite a cool little box. $374 with about $50 delivery. So kind of like cheaper, just slightly cheaper like your MSTs, things like that. I quite like this over the MST ones, it just seems a bit more enclosed. And who's it, Keys Motorsport did a test on a rolling road with the MST, and they did lose a couple of torques, as they call it. They did gain a bit of brake horsepower, but they lost a couple of torques. I thought this is a bit more sealed, so hopefully that won't happen, because I'm presuming it's probably intake related. So let's get this fitted. Just for the wind noise, it's very windy. So once you've literally undone this, the airbox literally, without taking the lid off, it literally pulls out. Now it attaches to these 3 grommets. Now be careful, because that grommet can pull out because they pull forward, so it can fall on there. Now it shouldn't get stuck, it should fall through, but you want to make sure the 3 grommets stay in place. And once you've done that, you've got full access to the airbox. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this inside, and we're going to take off the shield. So it comes with 2 screws included that you use, 2 smaller screws, and then there for the lid. You put this pipe through, the airflow pipe, and then you put the filter on. You do that up and you clamp it down, so that's it with the gasket in between. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do, I've seen another install video where someone gets this in the engine bay and then they put the lid on. But once you've done that, you've got to put all the screws in and risk not dropping any. This filter does have, it's hard to show, but it does have a bit of movement. Look, you can see me twisting it, so that's really tight, but obviously there's always going to be an element of movement there. So once that's on tight, no matter how tight you do it, there's still going to be an element of movement. I'm going to put the lid on and then get it installed. It's just going to be easier to work with, then I have to risk dropping the screws for this into the engine bay and losing them. And I can still reposition this, attach the sensor. So yeah, that's just showing you how it goes. So very, very easy to put together, and that'll show through the window. Look quite cool like that. So let me continue to take the heat shield off and transfer that across, and then we can start getting this bad boy installed in the car. And there we go. So once we've got the clamp, the bottom clamp's easy to get into because you've got all this space, and then this top clamp, if you angle it like that, you can get a socket set through there, or a screwdriver, preferably a socket set, just with a longer bar on it. So you tighten those two up. That's actually there, like I said, that was all bolted together, and it just sits down on the original rubber grommet. It went in a bit too easily. I was a bit worried is it actually sat right, but you can see there that's where the pipe comes from the grill to feed the air. You've got this pipe, and you've got the MAF which you just clip back in. So this is held on with the Allen key bolts, or a 4mm Allen key that are included. These are 2 screws that are again included. They're not part of the original kit. Also you get the Jubilees, so you basically get everything you need to fit it from kind of scratch. You don't need to reutilise any of the existing parts. And there you go, just has a bit of bling. So there you go, that is the Burger Motorsport. Induction kit. It's pretty good in that engine bay. OEM Plus I'd call it.